Hello everybody, welcome to Snyder's Inc. And today, we got a WrestleMania 8 review. We get back to the swing of things. The next one is gonna be the most fun because it's 9. Boy, is that show a fucking ball of fire. Okay, look. This WrestleMania 8 though. April 5th, 1992. Indianapolis, Indiana, in the Hoosier Dome. Attendance of 62,197. The commentary team is Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan. Reba McEntire sings America the Beautiful. I misspelled her name multiple times when writing this. Because I kept spelling it in the way of Drew McIntyre. Yeah. Nobody cares, but yeah, I just thought that was funny. I thought that you would like to know that. The first matchup is Tito Santana. Mr. Great Match himself taking on the Heartbreak Kid. Shawn Michaels with sensational shares. Shawn Michaels had only just turned heel early January of this year? I think it was like... January 11th, January 12th. So only not even 3 months ago, he had turned heel. And he did a great... We got this point here. He's got the music. He's got Sherry. They're figuring out the package already very quickly into his heel turn. We get a running cross body by Tito, but Shawn kicks out. Tito sends Shawn to the outside. Tito keeps like a headlock in for a good length of time. He keeps going back to it, consistent amount of times. It was a very interesting strategy for a babyface to be doing in a match, but it didn't take me out of it. It just left me a bit perturbed because I felt like very confused by it. But it was very well done. Shawn sends Tito to the outside and hits a backbreaker, but Tito kicks out of the pin. Shawn just hits a super kick like it's just a move to him. It's not even his finish. It's just I think it's even the setup to his finish at the time, which is kind of funny. How it would go from that to being like his finishing maneuver. I'm pretty sure it's his finishing maneuver by next year. So like, I just found that funny how I forgot that like he's had it. It was just a setup move for him at this point. Tito makes a comeback. He hits the flying forearm. Shawn rolls out. He hits an atomic drop. Shawn rolls out again. He goes for a body slam, but Shawn counters it by like, I think he grabs the rope and Tito falls, and Shawn gets him in the pin and wins. I give him about 6 out of 10. It is a very fun match. Tito's always put out great matches almost in every Mania he's on. I don't think he's had a bad match at all in any... Very underrated is Tito. I don't think he's on next year's. I don't think he's on a Mania again, if I'm not mistaken. So I think this is the last Mania he is on. I'll double check. Because I know he's around, but I'm pretty sure... Yeah, so this is his last WrestleMania appearance on the pay-per-view itself. And he's doing what he always does, making someone look very good, making Shawn Michaels look very good. Put out a great performance, 6 out of 10. We get an interview with the Road Warriors, which is just to announce the return of Paul Ellering, who... promos confuse me. I don't have any notes for this. There's other interviews. This is the only one I took note just because Paul Ellering's debut. But it's the return of him with the Road Warriors. I'm not calling them the Legion of Doom. They're the Road Warriors. It's just a very... Paul Ellering's a very interesting promo. Because sometimes I don't know how he's a baby face. Like they're baby faces. He's a very odd promo for a baby face. That's all I can say to it. He's a very, very, very odd promo. Our next matchup is Jake the Snake Roberts versus The Undertaker with Paul Bearer. Jake Roberts on an episode of the Funeral Parlor hit Taker with chairs and trapped his arm in the casket. Was doing just to get an advantage over the dead man. This match it does its job, but not well. Like, Taker, this is Taker's no selling period. So this is what Taker's just like a zombie walk, like barely selling, barely doing anything. So, for some reason, mega over. The Undertaker, I forget, just, even though, like, Undertaker's I've always said Undertaker's my god of wrestling. Like, he's my favorite wrestler of all time. I forget how quickly he gets over in WWF. Because it's instant. It's like by the next year, because I think he debuted Survivor Series 90. By Survivor Series 91, they want him to win the belt over Hogan. It shocks me. Legitimately shocks me just how over he is. So yeah, Jake gets some shots in on him, and sends Taker to the outside, but he lands on his feet. Taker sends Roberts into the post. Jake's able to get controls with a knee lift. Taker then gets control. We get jumping clothesline. Jake hits a DDT out of nowhere, but Taker sits up. We get a short arm clothesline by Jake, but Taker sits up again. He hits a second DDT. Jake gets distracted by going after Paul Bearer, and Taker sits up, goes outside ring, and ends up hitting a tombstone on Roberts on the outside to pin and win. I give it 4 out of 10. It's not a great match, but it does the job it needs to do, which again is get Taker over. I believe this is Jake's. Like, Jake's not long for WWF either. I think he leaves in 92 and then doesn't come back until 96? I think. Because I think he wanted to get out of his contract because he got an offer in WCW, but then WCW, by the time he got there, WCW fucked him over because it was a different booker. I think my memory is correct on that. Don't hold that for sure. Yeah, it does a good job. It's just to get Undertaker, Zombie Taker over. Our next matchup, though, is a banger. It is Bret Hart taking on Roddy Piper, the current WWF Intercontinental Champion, for the Intercontinental Championship. Piper won the belt at the Rumble, defeating the Mountie. Bret Hart, former champ, who the Mountie defeated. Now these two will collide. What I love about this is the promo before, because Piper is being he's being Piper, right? He's talking about how small he was. He knew Bret from when he was small. He didn't learn the potty train until he was 7 years old. He's just making jokes and whatever, right? Bret's not emotionless. Bret is just not really reacting. And it almost pisses Piper off, because Piper they get face to face, and Bret's like, look, my only goal is to get the belt back. That's my goal. My goal is just to get the belt back. And you see him. So yeah, it gets heated going into this match here. Piper hits an arm drag at the start of the match, and then Hart sends Piper to the outside, and Piper gets pissed, gets in the ring, spits at Bret. Bret hits a drop kick to Piper. Bret fakes an injury to get a small package, but Piper kicks out of it. Piper then slaps Bret, and then both men on the outside. And this is where Piper becomes Piper, and he cheap shots Bret. But that's what Piper does, right? He's just the dark side of Piper starts got the need to win. Bret gets busted open. Apparently, he was not supposed to. I think there was a rule of no blood. I think, or there was thing of don't get, and Piper just did it. I don't know if it's this match or the 13. I think it's 13. It's one of the matches where Bret said you can't figure out where he got busted open. I know. If I'm wrong, I'm shocked, but I know. Piper hits a bulldog, but Bret kicks out. We get a flying forearm by Bret, Tito Santana style. And again, we get a double down. Bret is able to make a comeback. Bret goes for the middle elbow, but Piper gets the foot up. We get a ref bump. Don't think that was needed, but it has to happen for that finish. Piper grabs the ring bell. Because again, dark side of Piper. And he goes to hit Bret. But he can't do it. The crowd is yelling at him not to. And he's conflicted, so he just refuses. He throws the belt down, locks it a sleeper. Bret counters it into a pin to win and become the Intercolor champion. I think this is the first time the counter's been done on these WWF, so I'll give them a pass for this. I don't like that with the slow count. The slow, I'll give it a pass for this. It did help the thing. But that with the slow count, I'm you can get out of this at any point. But I give that 8 out of 10. Very, very good match. These two are incredible. It's Bret Hart. It's Roddy Piper. These two are going to put out great performances. There's literally no way they can't. So, yeah. It's very, very well done. Literally no complaints. Great match. We get a point from Lex Luger. He's just joined the World Bodybuilding Federation that Vince McMahon has started. So he's there, kind of heel promo. I don't know how. I don't know much about the WBF. I don't know if there was heels and faces in that regard. I don't know, but Luger's made to be a heel here. Praise it heated, which and shitting on Monsoon, which works for the setup for next year. Just threw me off here. I skipped it because it's Lex Luger. I'm sorry, Luger's never been a promo guy for me. Our next matchup is Sergeant Slaughter, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Virgil and the Big Boss Man versus the Mountie, Repo Man, and the Nasty Boys with Jimmy Hart. This match threw me so for a loop because it's just a bunch of lads. They don't explain in any reason why this match is happening, and maybe there was a reason, I just don't know. It just looks like a bunch of lads were just thrown together for a match. I don't really have many notes for it. It's just a brawl, pretty much, and Virgil ends up pinning Knobs to win. 3 out of 10. Nothing's bad on it. There's no botches or anything. It's just very, very nothing. It's just very nothing to me. It's just a bunch of people brawling. That's all it is. And sometimes it's fun, but this one, it wasn't. It just wasn't. Our next matchup, however, was beautiful. It was Macho Man Randy Savage versus WWF Champion Ric Flair with Mr. Perfect for the WWF Championship. The only issue I have with this, it's not even a match. It's nothing to do with the match. It's a storytelling that they don't explain at the show. So if you haven't watched there'll be a part of it that's missing context. They did a press conference to crown the number one contender to determine who would be facing the champion at WrestleMania. To which they announced that the number one contender was Hulk Hogan. They never explained it to me, at least on the show itself. Again, this is just for on the show itself. It's never explained how it ended up being Savage. Did Hogan give it up and give it to Savage so you can face Sid in the main event? Did Hogan did something? Did they just switch it? Because of the thing, that's the only part that's confusing to me. But again, it didn't take me out of the match or anything, because I didn't realize that was a thing until later on the night. It's just a bit thing I wish they would have cleared up on the show. But yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage versus Ric Flair. Ric Flair won the championship at the Royal Rumble, winning the Royal Rumble for the vacant title. Flair then afterwards started going on this thing on once Savage became number one contender about how Elizabeth was mine before she was yours. Going and saying, making insinuations that Flair had a relationship with Elizabeth before she got with Savage. Saying he had photos to reveal and all that, and Savage pretty much pretty much refuses to talk to anyone, is in his locker room. Oakland tried to get an interview with him earlier, but he just wouldn't answer the door, would not respond to anyone. Savage starts the fight right away, pretty much right as the bell goes. Flair sends Savage to the outside, he gets control though. Belly back suplex by Flair, but Savage kicks out. Flair hits a suplex from the apron to the ring, but Savage kicks out of that. Heenan is full heel Flair on here, which, again, he's the financial advisor, I believe was the term for Flair. So he has a lot to gain if Flair keeps the belt. So it makes sense. Savage gets back into it though with a neck breaker. Flair rakes the eyes of Savage, climbs up top, but Savage throws him off. Savage catches Flair off the top with a clothesline, but Flair kicks out. Savage sends Flair to the outside, and Flair is busted open. Savage hits the axe handle off the top, but Flair kicks out. Savage hits the elbow drop, but perfect pull. Gets in the ring and just pulls Savage off the cover. I don't know how that become an issue. Miss Elizabeth makes her way down, and a bunch of people, including a very young Shane McMahon, best wrestler in the world, of course. He won a tournament that said so. They all come down, try to stop her and get her to leave. She refuses. We get a ref bump. Flair hits Savage with something that Mr. Perfect hands him. I couldn't see what it was, but Savage kicks out. Savage locks in the figure four, but Flair locks in the figure four, I should say. Savage counters it. Savage goes for a punch. Flair goes for Flair goes for a punch. Savage counters it, gets a roll up with tights, I will admit, to win the title. Like, he is complaining about that there's tights grabbed. 100% tights are grabbed by Savage, but he gets the win. After the match, Flair... This part was weird. So Flair kisses Elizabeth to, thing, which is, again, in Flair's character. Savage attacks him. Then two officials come in and pretty much just hold Savage down. And Perfect and them are not. So Perfect and Flair just start whooping his ass. And they keep holding him down. It felt like it was just a gang attack on Savage. It was very weird. Very weird why they kept holding Savage down after he kept getting beaten up. It was very weird. Maybe I missed it, but that's what it looked like. It looked like they were holding him down and then allowing just Flair and Perfect to beat him up. Next matchup. Oh, I give it 8 out of 10. Same as Piper and Bret. Match, very well done. I think probably the best WWF title match in Mania so far, of the Manias we've done. Tells a great story. And yeah, very, very, very well done. Definitely should have closed the show compared to what I actually did, because I got some shit to say about that. But we'll get to it. Our next matchup is Tatanka taking on the Rick the Model Martel. I'm gonna assume that I think Tatanka's new to the company at this point. Like, I don't think he's been there for that long. Not much this match. Martel rolls to the outside and ends up going shoulder first in the post. He's able to get controlled, but Tatanka makes the comeback. Hits crossbody to win. I give it 4 out of 10. It does the job. It's there to get Tatanka over. And that's about it. That's literally about it. It's just there to get Tatanka over. The next matchup is the Natural Disasters versus the WWF Tag Team Champions Money Inc., aka Ted DiBiase and IRS, with Jimmy Hart for the WWF Tag Team titles. This match is just all about showing off the power of babyface Natural Disasters, which threw me off. I don't remember them ever being babyfaces, but they are. Earthquake shows the power to start. We get a Noggin Knocker to Money Inc. And Disasters are in control. Typhoon goes to the outside and allows Money Inc. to get control. We get a double down. Disasters make a comeback. Earthquake going for the Aftershock or the Earthquake Splash. When Jimmy and DiBiase pull IRS out of the ring and they just get counted out. I gave it 3 out of 10. It felt... the count out really soured me on it. It was a fine match before, but the count out really soured me on it. I think, yeah, I don't like count out wins. So it didn't do much for me at that point. Our next matchup is Skinner taking on the Rocket Owen Hart. This match is very, very quick. Skinner attacks as Owen is entering the ring. We get a reverse DDT on from Skinner. Owen kicks out. Skinner throws Owen to the goes to Owen the outside. Owen skins the cat, rolls him up, wins. 2 out of 10. It's a minute long. Why is this on the card? Because it doesn't, like, sure, it gives Owen a win, but does Owen, like, Owen could have used a better match. Like, it doesn't make me cheer Owen more. It's just, I don't know. To me, it felt like it was very unnecessary. It did not need to be on here. Like, it felt like a match that did not need to be on the card. This is what I just would have cut. Okay, this next match might be one that I'm just very negative to. It's Sid Justice with Harvey Whippleman. By the way, talk about two people who I do not see the vision. Putting Sid with Harvey Whippleman just doesn't look right. If you want to give Sid a manager, fine, because he's, you know, a psycho or whatever, and someone needs to control him. Harvey just isn't who I'd put with him. Maybe that's just me, but it doesn't look right. It just doesn't look right to me. But yeah, Sid taking on Hulk Hogan again. Hulk Hogan was named number 1 contender at the press conference. Sid very mad about this. Also, fucking Hogan legitimately helped Flair win the title when he eliminated Sid because Sid legally, very fairly threw Hogan over the top rope. Hogan came off as such a... how is Hogan the face again here? Hogan lost the ring, got pissed off that he lost, got fairly, justifiably eliminated, helped a heel win the belt. Sid got pissed that he got screwed out of the belt, and he's the heel? How? How? So yeah, Sid, Hogan became number contender. Sid got mad about it. They had a tag match where Sid just refused to tag in and left Hogan. And then just started beating the hell out. Sid just started going on a rampage, destroying everyone in sight. Just get until this point. They're teasing this as might be Hogan's final match. That'll get changed by next year. I think this match sucks. This match is boring as piss. I have notes. Yet was bored by the end of it. I was checking my phone. I was bored with this match. The finish doesn't help. The fact that the finish is botched does not help. So I'll go over it. I'll write my notes down. So they start fighting as soon as Hogan enters the ring, and the music just keeps playing for like a minute afterwards. Like they keep playing so Hogan rip the t-shirt off and do the poses and shit. I guess, because Hogan must pose. Sid gets in control and sends is in control. Hogan sends Sid to the outside. We get a test of strength. We get a choke slam from Sid, which was really cool. Sid just wears down Hogan, hits the side slam. He hits the power bomb, but Hogan kicks out and hulks up. He body slams Sid, and he hits the leg drop. And at this point, Papa Shango is supposed to be at ringside, because he's supposed to run down and cause a DQ. But Papa Shango is not there, so Sid has to kick out of the leg drop, I think for the first time. And then Harvey Whippleman is on the apron and comes into the ring, and the ref just calls for a DQ, because the fucking finish got fucked up. So there has to be a DQ, so they just call a DQ, and Harvey is the cause of the DQ. Then Papa Shango comes down. I'm including all of this. Papa Shango comes down to attack Hogan, and then Warrior makes his return. Or if you ask the conspiracy theories, the Warrior clone, the not real Warrior, makes his way down and makes the save for Hogan, and they close the show, and Hogan poses more. I give the match 3 out of 10. This match bored me. It's fine on the show. Why is it the main event? Is it just the main event because Warrior's showing up? Like, I don't know why it's the main event. I wouldn't have made it the main event. It didn't fit for the main event. Yeah, I would have had Flair and Savage be. But they felt they had to make it to Hogan for some reason. Probably Hogan politicked for it. But as a match, it's just, yeah. Not a good main event. Not a good main event. Show rating wise, I gave it 6 out of 10. Because the 2 matches that are great are really great. Piper, Bret, really great. Flair, Savage, really great. Shawn and Tito's great. But yeah, and most of the, like, any matches thing, like Taker, Roberts does what it needs to do. Most of the matches do what it needs to do. There's a few I wouldn't have had on the show, but actually, I would say they learn over time. They don't. It took fucking till recently for them to have matches that don't fit on the show, not be on it. Anyways. Hey, Joe, I gave the show 6 out of 10. Let me know what you thought of WrestleMania 8 in the comments section below. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Comment any other show you would like to see me do non-WrestleMania-wise in the comments. Thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all for WrestleMania 9.